Previously on Dirt Nights.
Another Dirt Night wins it.
The IMCA Dakota Classic Modified Tour got underway in Jamestown, North Dakota.
Checkered flag flies for Cody Bowman. Time's running out for the big show.
Corey Drift is in the show.
That's not good.
It's night one of the IMCA Dakota Classic Modified Tour, and all 5 Dirt Nights drivers are in the show.
I'm gonna fire it up while you're putting water in.
Corey Drips has been one of the fastest cars on the track all night.
Son of a...
He ran a close second in his heat.
Drips now takes a look on the inside. Gas down the front, but Tyler Wagner's gonna stave him off.
Then drove away from the field in his B main.
Out of corner 4, Corey Drift is in the show.
But when he got back to the pits, something was very wrong.
I think we broke the motor. Not good. Car was okay. I wasn't driving quite the right line, bottoming the right front out. Once that guy stuck a nose underneath me and showed me to move down a half a groove, we were pretty good. Just out there coasting, and it felt like the motor started laying down on me. And then when I pulled off, you could hear it ticking, and that's not good. Son of a... What a cluster. Did you get that? Water coming out of the valve cover. That's impressive. I've never seen it. 26 years. Well, the plan is to start and park tonight, and then we'll pull the motor out tomorrow, put a motor in from Hunter, and see how the rest of the week treats us. Yeah, just an awesome group of guys out here. You know, they'll give you the shirt off their back to keep you racing. So neat group of guys.
You gotta make a lap here tonight, though.
Got to make a lap. I don't know why. It's the dumbest thing ever. I've earned that qualifying spot. You know, I've already finished that race to be in that show. It's irritating. It's one of the small things that promoters do that cost racers more money in the end, that they should just say, hey, sorry you had a bad night. We know your stuff's broke. Here's your start money. We'll see you tomorrow. Make something happen. No, instead, hey, go blow up what's left of your junk. Make a mess of it for yourself. You know, I could go on. It's not just here. It happens everywhere in the country. You know, just about every race you go to anywhere, if you don't go out there and start a lap in that A main, you don't get your money.
So Drips will have to turn a single lap to get his starting check, but then his night will be done. In the Marriott camp, Hunter is still licking his wounds from a final turn mistake in his B main.
Hunter Marriott up high in the racetrack. Oh no! Tolstoy will win it. Pfeiffer in second. Third place goes to Hardigan. And Hunter Marriott slips off the high side and loses the transfer position.
Oh my.
Oh my.
A defending champion provisional means he'll get into the feature, but will have to start at the back of the field.
They just worked the racetrack, so we're changing a little bit more. Just still trying to get better, and we start 28th, so we'll see what we can do tonight. Maybe see if we can get a top 5 finish. We got a lot of cars to pass, but you know, if you're in this deal for the points, you need a top 5 finish every night, so that's what we're going for.
There you go, buddy. Thanks.
The Big Show, Jason Walla, also had to run a B and will start the feature back in row 11. So he and crew chief Jake Steffen are searching for just the right adjustment.
What's it at right now?
4.
Yeah, I don't care.
Raise them both.
Yeah.
And move the pull bar.
We're gonna space the right rear out, I know that. You can raise the right upper up, and we're gonna space the right rear out.
Don't move the lower up. What about pull bar?
Actually, let me think.
I think we should move both of them up.
Yeah, the lower will help us on entry. Upper will keep it up when we pick up the throttle.
maybe that's it. We might not have to move the full bar. Were you fine on throttle?
Yeah, I think we should put more gear to it. 'Cause you gotta beat people off the corner. That's the only way you pass them in the rubber.
Yep.
The science of speed. It's the secret to success for any race program, and a part of racing that most fans never get to see. We're getting close to the main event at Jamestown Speedway, but will all the Dirt Knights be ready?
Nothing like finding out that you got parts broke and you gotta go out in about 10 minutes.
The Dirt Knights is brought to you by the International Motor Contest Association, Bilstein Shocks, Weir's Machine and Racing Products, and by 49 Designs, professional custom graphics. Welcome back to Jamestown, North Dakota, and night one of the IMCA Dakota Classic Modified Tour. The feature will be rolling onto the track shortly, but the 27W of Jason Walla is not ready.
At the last second, Jake, my crew guy, noticed there was we had a broke left front upper control arm. Kind of a freak accident. We didn't hit nothing. It just, for whatever reason, the weld broke or something like that. And so we were scrambling. Of course, we didn't have one in the trailer. We thought there was. There should be 3 of them in there. Looking around, couldn't find one. It should be right in here, but it ain't. Thankfully, the guy who builds Raid's chassis, Justin, was pitted right next to us. He had some spares. Even those we had problems with. The threads were galding with the swedge tubes and stuff. We were threading into them, the clevises. Is it going easier than it did before?
Yeah.
So it was. It got a little sketchy for a little bit there. We're hoping we were going to make her out, and thankfully we got it one that worked and got everything set back. And
It's gonna have to work.
So the big show is in business and headed for the track to join the rest of the Dirt Knights and 25 other hot shoes for the A-Main. Here's how they'll start. Tyler Wagner of Weyburn, Saskatchewan, and Spencer Wilson of Minot, North Dakota will be on the front row. Cody Bauman leads the way for the Dirt Knights, starting on the outside of row 2, while Johnny Scott has the 1ST lined up on the inside of row 4. Jason Walla goes off in 21st, while Hunter Marriott and Corey Drips start at the tail. 30 laps is the distance, and the winner will grab a $2,300 check and the early Tour points lead. Here's Larry McFall and Lindsey Lawson with the call.
4 cockpit lights are out. Head flagman takes a look, and we are green.
Spencer Wilson leads the field out of the corner past the flag stand. He'll lead lap number 1. Baldwin running second, Jesse Holtman is third, Dallas Rice is fourth. And out of the corner they come again, and Spencer Wilson is running the cushion in that 75 car. Baldwin in second, Holter in third. Ricky Thornton Jr. moves up to fourth. Tyler Wagner and Johnny Scott.
Spencer Wilson, the Minot, North Dakota native, out front, the white number 75. On his heels is the 4 machine of Baldwin.
Boy, Spencer Wilson clicking off some good ones. 53.9 mile an hour average that time by. The big show, Jason Wallace, still has a lot of work to do. He's still running at 21st. That's where he started.
Trouble over at turn number 3. Steve Piper off the top of the track. Looks like Piper is taken to the pit area, and we will stay green.
Welcome back to Jamestown Speedway, where the IMCA Dakota Classic Modified Tour Night 1 feature is on the track. And the 4-car of Cody Bauman is currently running third.
In all racing, really, I mean, when you have a 30-lap race, it's kind of an intermediate length. The cars change a lot through that time. The first 10 laps, we were running second place. We were a second place car. Next 10 laps, kind of holding on, fighting off some guys behind us. It wasn't quite as good.
As they thunder down the back straightaway into corners 3 and 4. Spencer Wilson still your leader as he comes past the flag stand. 22 laps to go. Ricky Thornton Jr. is just slamming it into the cushion in the 20 car. Trying to make up some ground on the leader.
Wilson looks like he's got it on cruise control. Try not to abuse the tires early in the race. Now Ricky Thornton Jr. around the 4 of Cody Bauman into second. Wilson still out front. The laps clicking away. 10 in, 20 to go.
Gracie Damagala right now still in the 6th place spot. Tyler Wagner, your pole sitter, now running in the 7th position. Greg Metz is 8th, Joel Rust in 9th. Grabowski's in the top 10. Dallas Rice has fallen to 11th in the 72 machine. And Spencer Wilson is just about ready to get into lap traffic and challenge Hank Berry. When have we said that before? Hank Berry's in the 28th spot as Spencer Wilson preparing to lap him as they go into corners 3 and 4.
The rest of the pack running 2 and 3 wide, battling it out as they go throughout. They're all bunched together. Nobody seems to be making any traction past about 8th or 10th place.
Jason Waller now moves up high. Oh, look out, Mark Dahl! Mark Dahl goes off hot and heavy over corner number 2. I do not know if he hit the fence or not.
We moved around there right off the get-go. You know, our car was pretty good. We passed some cars, got bottled up on the bottom. Was trying to get the outside, and it started to clean up, and all of a sudden every car was in the middle of the racetrack, and then we were in line. But I just tried to pick the guy that was on the bottom that was beating the doors off someone else, so I was going to follow him to the front, and that's kind of what we did. We picked and chose on the restarts and pressured guys a little bit different ways, and just tried to keep the nose clean.
Spencer Wilson, your leader, flicks off another lap. 15 laps to go. Now he's up on black traffic. He'll start trying to pick his way through.
It's showtime now for Wilson as he's right behind Hank Berry. They come past the grandstand. He's got a huge lead over Johnny Scott, or excuse me, Ricky Thornton. And oh, now Wilson goes into the back of Berry and spins out. Spencer Wilson rammed Hank Berry and loops it. Oh my.
That is definitely an oh my moment. Was Berry heading off into the pit area, or how did that happen?
I don't think he was headed to the pits. I don't think. It's just that Spencer was coming up on him hot, hard, and heavy and ran right into him.
Well, this is definitely going to be an interesting call.
Oh boy.
I look throughout this field and it's like a field of all-stars.
The Dirt Knights is brought to you by Jones Racing Products, VP Heartland Fuel, Bulldog Rear Ends, Tire Demon, and by Speedway Illustrated. We're back on the Jamestown Speedway, where we've got 14 laps remaining in the Night 1 feature. Leader Spencer Wilson just got tangled up with lap traffic and spun off the track. But IMCA officials determined he was not at fault, and he returns to the front of the pack for the restart. A restart the 1ST of Johnny Scott plans to take advantage of.
Out of the turn, a green flag is out once again.
Diving down is Cody Bauman, trying to grab the second place spot from Ricky Thornton Jr. As they come out of the corner, it's still Spencer Wilson.
Two, three, sometimes four wide as they battle through the pack. Back in 12th, 15th, 18th spot. It is unbelievable. Car off the top of turn number 3. He goes off backward. Another car. The 26J machine.
I knew I was going to have to try to make all my passes early, because I knew within halfway to towards the end of that race, I thought to myself that the track was going to rubber up again, which, I mean, once it rubbers up, it's kind of one groove, and it's just, you just follow the guy behind you unless he makes a mistake, and then you can get around him, but it's real tough when it rubbers up like that.
And the green flag flies. Spencer Wilson leads him down the back straightaway. It's Thornton Jr. and Scott running second and third. Bauman's in fourth. As they come out of the corner, Spencer Wilson puts off the number 1. 11 laps to go.
Wilson now stretches a couple car lengths lead over second place Ricky Thornton Jr. Through the pack, battling Grimes, Taylor, banging into each other. Sparks are flying. Things are getting busy back in the back.
Jason Wallace stuck in the middle of the pack, trying to work his way through as Spencer Wilson begins to run away. 9 laps to go.
People are battling and beating on each other and knocking each other around, and there's cautions and yeah, I mean, we're just fortunate to not end up in a real bad wreck, because that can happen. You lay that rubber and the speeds go up, and the drivers get a little more aggressive. It's time for the payday, and everybody wants to get there, and they start moving other people, and it can get ugly. Tempers flare, and that's when the big one happens.
Thornton Jr., Johnny Scott battling for second and third. Bauman running fourth.
Domagala up to 5th. Jesse Heft in 6th. Jordan Grabowski in 7th. Another lap in the books for Spencer Wilson.
Spencer begins to pull away again. He comes past the grandstand at 58.5. Fastest car on the track right now, Spencer Wilson. He's got no traffic in front as he comes past the flag stand. 5 laps to go.
Further back in the pack, the battle still continues. The 5J of Jeff Taylor, the 99 of Grimes, battling it out. Still trading paint and sheet metal as they go around the track. Spencer Wilson continues to stretch the lead.
Taylor into the back of Grimes again. Coming out of quarter 2.
I hope they're not parked together in the pit area.
Spencer Wilson down the back straightaway into quarter 3. Thornton Jr. still at second. Johnny Scott third. 2 laps to go for Wilson.
Spencer Wilson having a great run. He'll bring that machine out of turn number 4. 1 lap to go for Spencer Wilson. Ricky Thornton Jr. in second, Johnny Scott in third, Cody Bauman in fourth. Your top 5 rounds out with Tracy Damagala.
Wilson takes it into corners 3 and 4. Ladies and gentlemen, night number 1 belongs to Spencer Wilson. Thornton Jr. at second, Johnny Scott in third, Cody Bowman fourth, and a top 5 for Tracy Damagala.
Spencer Wilson completes a great night 1 run and claims the $2,300 Jamestown Speedway win. For the Dirt Knights, it was a solid evening with 4 top 12 finishers, including Johnny Scott in third, Cody Bauman in fourth, Hunter Marriott passed 19 cars to finish in the top 10, and Jason Walla went from 21st to 12th.
I'm happy with the run we had tonight. It was a lot better than I expected we were going to do the first time being here, and I've never ran this tour before, but we'll just keep working at it and see if we can get her a couple or 2 more spots and get us a win.
I don't think anybody really had at the end anything for the leader, but I think we were definitely one of the fast cars on the track there at the end. So I mean, coming home 4th is a pretty respectable run, you know.
Started 30th, and I don't even know where we finished, but we had a good car. Rubbered up there about quarter way through the race, and just passed the cars, didn't tear it up, so it's not a bad night, but it could be a lot worse. Just gonna try to pick it up and go again tomorrow.
Passed a few cars. I was saving my tires too much. I should have went sooner, but I figured they'd burn off and I'd be left with nothing, but apparently they lasted all right, so oh well. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully we can draw better.
Next time on Dirt Nights. The tour winds its way north to Minot, North Dakota for stop number 2 of the IMCA Dakota Classic Modified Tour, where Corey Drips has his work cut out for him.
We're just gonna pull this thing up in there so we can use the hoist and pull the motor out. Swap motors today.
Corey Drips changes out his motor, but will it change his luck? And the 62 and 1ST begin a classic head-to-head battle.
Watching Hunter Marriott catch up to another batch of race cars, and now Johnny Scott has gotten around Kendall.
That's all next time on Dirt Nights.